here we go.
All right, Vaughn. North Americans versus Europeans
Top
once again.
on Yemen
So,
this time.
Your answer was
Good.
yes. Yes. But look at this. It's Yemen. Okay, so we're loading the map up. It's Yemen. First time that we're streaming it. Tell me a little bit about Yemen.
Man, Yemen is inspired by that urban close quarter combat battle. You're going to see some real fast-paced, close quarter combat action, and that B flag is just a brutal position. Guys are going to have to really keep guys out of that zone.
Yeah, and as we see right off the bat here, it looks like the whole North American side decided to take that flag together. And usually sometimes you'll see that teams go ahead and push up towards that B flag, but they all jumped on it to get it quickly. And now you see them making moves. We're on board with Toby. And Toby gets taken out right there. We'll swap over, and we're now on board with Twiz, who's flanking around here. Twiz with the MSMC, and he's got the laser sight attachment. Tell me a little bit about that.
That laser sight is how you can get that increased hipfire accuracy on for these players.
Got it, yep. So that is Twiz picking up the kill right there. And he's going to go and hang tight as the North Americans are controlling 2 flags now. They have taken B, and Merc is on a tear right now. He just called in, it looked like a hellstorm, and it picked up a double, and now he has the SMR. So that is actually a semi-automatic rifle, right?
Right, he's got this thing customized up in all sorts of ways, so he's using that select fire switch to change up whether he's bursting or auto.
Got it. So looks like he's doing some work with it right now. As a Ruby jumps around the corner, he gets taken out there, and now it looks like Merc's going to be calling in a care package. We'll stay on board with him and see what lands. 26-13 now as the North Americans are up. And it looks like that care package is coming down, and Merc turns right there and takes out Gunshi. Just gave Gunshi a little bit of the business, and that care package just came through. So let's see here what Merc is up to. It looked like it was a UAV.
Yeah, that's a UAV. You see those UAV assist points coming up. We were just talking about that earlier. Every time you're using a support-driven streak, and someone gets a kill with that UAV up, you're earning some points for that. That's that UAV assist message.
Right, so all of those points from that UAV are going to contribute to his score streak. Tell me a little bit about what we're seeing down here with the score streak meter.
Yeah, you can see that score streak meter in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, right next to those 3 icons. That'll fill as the guys get score. It hits the top, they're going to earn that next reward.
Right, so as we see, Big Timer is just getting started on his score streak here, and it looks like he took some shots right there, and the North Americans are doing some great controlling of that B flag at the moment. Map control is so important in Domination, and you have the North Americans doing a great job of just locking it down. 3 minutes and 35 seconds left to go, and 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to go as Big Timer takes that hip fire with the laser sight attachment. That definitely helped him right there.
Absolutely, man. You're going to see a lot of really good play from the hip and ADS with this particular attachment.
So tell me a little bit about what we're seeing round base here now. 3 minutes left to go here. You see at the top of the screen, it says round 1 of 2. The score panel is telling us this is the first round. What's going on there?
Right, so this is something we actually learned directly from the esports community. In a public game of Domination, you usually only play 1 round. You rack up to about 200 score and the game's over. But when we watch the guys play competitively, we realize that they like to play it round base. That makes sure that everybody has to spawn on each side of the map.
Right, and that's important because it makes the game a little bit more fair in Domination. You get to play from both spawns, and you're able to have an equal opportunity on both sides. It's a great thing. So we'll be playing 2 minutes and 30 seconds left here, and then the teams will switch spawn, and the score will remain, and we'll keep playing from that point on, right?
Yeah, so it's still the guys with the highest score are going to win that game, but these scores will carry over to the next round. They'll start with the same exact scores that they end with.
Yeah, that's awesome. So great thing there for everyone who loves to play Domination. And now it looks like the North Americans are turning the heat up completely with the 3 cap. A player is on the B flag. As we take a look here, we see that Minnie and Shane were on the C flag, and it looks like they did manage to cap that C flag, and we're on board with Big Timer still. So why don't we hop on board with the Europeans, take a look. Well, actually, look at this. Twiz and Ray from the North American side, Ray of Optic Gaming and Twiz are on massive kill streaks right now, David. We'll swap on board with Ray. And what's Ray got here?
Yeah, Ray's got the Death Machine out. This is some of the new weapons that we have put back in. The Death Machine actually has a little baby brother, is known as the War Machine, which is the grenade launcher version. So it was really fun for us to put these clearly superior firepower weapons into the score streak system itself.
Awesome. So he's got a care package as well. Looks like he's just doing some work with that death machine, and you see him die and pull it back out again. So he's able to keep that death machine, whereas I think in the past, if you died with the death machine, you lose it, right?
That's right. So in Black Ops 2 multiplayer, you can hold on to that death machine sort of through multiple lives and through some extra ammo there.
Yeah, and that's awesome. So Ray still has that thing, and he's got about 30 rounds left. So there it goes. It expires, and look at that play that just happened right there. Ruby ran right into a shock charge that came from the North American side. So tell me a little bit about that shock charge.
Hester, I like to use that shock charge as a type of alarm system. I'll actually place it on the entrances and exits of buildings, so if anybody comes through that door, they get electrocuted very briefly, usually just enough time for me to spin on them and take that target out.
Awesome. Well, look at this. 135 to 50. And you have about 30 seconds left to go. So we're getting to that point where this round is going to end and we're going to start back over. So the score was going to carry over. I'm just really excited for people to be able to check that out. And we'll take one more look here at the picture-in-picture. You see some players hopping on the flag, trying to play the objective near the end of the game. We'll take a look at the scoreboard as well. You see that Ray of Optic is on a tear. Huge, huge, huge game for him. 28-6 with 10 defends and 4 captures. And then you see Karma backing him up at 23-9. The North Americans are going massive at the moment. So a huge, huge game for the North Americans against the Europeans.
All right, this next round's going to start immediately, guys. We're going to go right over into the next round of this game. Right after this round ending kill cam, we'll spin over. The guys will flip the spawns, as we say.
Yep.
And then we'll start right again.
All right, so here you go. We're switching sides.
A little bit of halftime, good breather.
All right,
and then
exactly
right back into it. Now look, Hester, right at the top of the screen, you can see A, B, and C. That's because they're neutral. And as soon as someone jumps on the flag, it flips over to the team that has that particular flag.
And it's so great. So right now we see that the B flag is getting taken. Why don't we swap back over and see who is near that flag? And it looks like it's a battle for control of that B flag right now. And it is just chaos here on the map, looking great. Players are making moves. You just saw 2 players get taken out in the street right there, headed towards that B flag. So this is just basically a feel it out type of moment here, isn't it?
I'm really excited by the way these players will actually position and set up. They will not be in a hurry to grab the B flag until they feel like they can really lock it down. Look at Big Timer moving up beyond the flag radius so he can try to lock that position in really well.
Yeah, and now we see that Karma is actually pushing up on that right flank, but he does get taken out right there. And now you see some players hovering over that B flag. Let's hop on board with Merc. There he is, taking the B flag with some help of his teammates. And there you have it. The North Americans do control the B flag now. So they have C and B in that 2 flag setup that's always so crucial. And tell me a little bit more about Yemen here as we're watching it. You see a lot of tight corridors here, and tell me a little bit about the design of this map.
Yeah, so we worked on this map really early on, and we wanted to make sure that we definitely brought that classic urban street fight that players love, make sure it was still available in Call of Duty Black Ops 2 as well. And this is why you see this such fast-paced action here. Look at the kill feed just spinning the entire time.
Absolutely, and that's something players love in Call of Duty is just non-stop engagement, and that's what you get here on Yemen. And especially with Domination on this map, it's just non-stop. And you take a look at the map here overhead, you just see constant movement from the players, right? And it's just a great thing to watch. I actually love this view right here, just watching the triangles moving around the map.
I'm always fascinated by the line battles these guys have. They will set up and just try to deal with the threats coming in on them. And in this view, we can see which guys are firing, and you can get a really good idea. Look at Merc coming around from the side, going for a flank. Yeah,
and absolutely. We even saw the care package just get dropped right there for the North Americans, back on the C flag in a safe area. So I mean, it's just a beautiful thing. We can actually take a look here. We see that Shane is on the A flag now. Big Timer is on the B flag. He just ran through it. They still have control. And Ray now runs by the A flag. It looked like Ray was actually pushing for that capture. So the North Americans are now pushing this flag pretty hardcore and aggressively. And then the Europeans do manage to thwart that off. We'll jump on board with the Europeans. Why don't we hop on board with one of the ladies here? Jump on board with Kitty Cat, and we'll take a look at what she's using. She's got the MP7, and it looks like that class is pretty solid. Tell me a little bit about the suppressor attachment she has here too. That kind of comes back as an attachment. What exactly does that do for you here?
Yeah, of course. We would bring back fan favorite attachments like the suppressor. This will keep you from appearing on the minimap, of course. And this is really good for guys who are trying to stay low off that radar, of course.
Yep. So as we see here, we actually see the perks now coming up. It looks like we got that off the spawn. Why don't we take a look at some of the perks here that players are using? And there you go. Looks like Kitty Cat is using Hardline Scavenger and Dead Silence. And why don't we swap around? Let's see if we can find some of those multi-combo, perk additions. There you go.
Yeah.
So here you have it. Tell me a little bit about this, David.
Yeah, so Karma's definitely running perk 2 greed, so he can have both extreme conditioning and dexterity, and with lightweight. This is a guy who clearly wants to move as fast as possible and be as nimble as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. So lightweight is going to increase his movement speed. Extreme conditioning is going to allow him to run a little bit farther and longer, and dexterity is actually going to let him swap weapons faster, climb ladders faster, climb objects faster. So he's definitely going for speed here. And, that's the great thing about this is that you're able to customize those perks in your classes to be what you want to be as a player, and that's new in Black Ops 2.
It's actually, the very good definition of what the pick 10 and the wildcard system is actually about in the first place, Astro. He can configure this way and just put his points to that particular playstyle.
Yeah, and I'm excited to watch him play here. I'm going to stay on board with him. He has the R87. He's got shotgun. So he's going doubling speed so he can get close, uptight in the faces of his opponent here. And it seems to be working as Karma is 39 and 17 on the board at the moment. So he's doing some work with the shotgun. And look at that. He's going for some range here. He's got 3 hit markers. Oh, no, pulling out the combat knife. But there you go. That's a perfect moment, right? Tell me what just happened right there.
Yeah, so this guys are so used to being able to swap to their second weapon, but if you're going to use the pick 10 and wildcard system to stack up this way, he had to sacrifice his gun to be able to do that. So he pulls out, thinks he's going to have his pistol in hand, but no, he's got his knife. He does not have a secondary weapon equipped.
Yeah, that was actually a great moment because that secondary just wasn't there. He used up all his allocation points in the pick 10 for all his other gear to make him faster. And Karma does pull out the RCXD there. That comes back in Black Ops 2. Tell me a little bit about that. There's a little RCXD running around the map still.
Yeah, that's one of these things that we just felt like had to come back into the game, upgraded that model and its animation and sounds for 2025. It's just something that feels totally appropriate for this kind of game.
Yeah, and you can see the score streaks that Karma has over here. He's got an RCXD. It looks like he has a UAV, counter UAV as well. So he's definitely, it's a great class. It looks like he's making that rushing class, so that makes sense. Why don't we scroll through here a little bit more? And here we go. We have another one here. This is Big Timer, who's rocking Ghost, Hardwired, Extreme Conditioning, and Dexterity. So
why am I not surprised that these pro players like to be on the move and moving fast and using their pick 10 this way?
Absolutely. It's just, they're going to use it. 8 seconds left to go. The North Americans have clearly been in the lead here, 273 to 133 now, and the North Americans are going to take it in this domination. And they're pumped. Let's take a look at this final kill cam.
Good job, Twiz. Look at this.